you mean by you feel better than what you thought you would?
Going into the program to begin with, I had a lot of hesitations, pre-made up thoughts of what I thought it was going to be like, and not being successful with other things before, I felt like that's what I was going to end up feeling like after the 3 months was up.
I remember us discussing that.
I'm like quite surprised at where I've ended up. I know when we first spoke, it was like a lot of materialistic stuff, like mostly what I looked like and wanted to lose weight and changed like the scales and stuff like that. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself and what's important like deep down, and it's all just like a progressive journey. Like you can't just start something and expect in 3 months that you're going to be like
totally transformed your entire life, behaviors and habits.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I was a bit naive in the beginning to not realize how much of my struggles were like deep down, and that takes work. Like that's not going to just change in 3 months. So
when we spoke in that first call, you mentioned to me a lot about your self-esteem and how you felt at that point you were drinking a lot to try and numb your thoughts or whatever was going on at that point. Are you happy to talk to me about that? So
I sort of felt like drinking was my identity. My parents had sort of raised me in that environment, and that's just what I felt like was just me. Like I was supposed to be that person that drank every night to get through daily stresses or to feel better about myself. And it was scary to think of not doing it because I didn't know how I'd end up feeling. Yeah, so now like being able to consciously decide to make a change and choose when I want to drink, not doing it for those reasons anymore, it feels really good. I actually have some control now, whereas before I felt like it was controlling me, something. Yeah. But
like in that regard, you've totally changed.
I feel good how I'm tracking. I don't feel like going to change.
Yeah.
Like
and you're not holding a beer right now, so that's good.
My body hates me the day after.
Because remember in the first week, on the first Tuesday, I said I'm going to message you on and that was like, I think I had a call with you on the Wednesday, but I was going to check in with you on the Tuesday because I was worried that you start drinking on the Tuesday. And I was like, what's your biggest challenge and biggest hurdle going to be next week? And you were like, getting past Monday. I was like, okay.
Yes.
Like, don't worry. But you did it. You checked in and you were like, I haven't got a drink. I feel lost, but I'm good. You've come a long way.
Yeah, I feel so. My body hates the day after. My body is just, what have you done to me? I've been drinking on like Friday night and Saturday night, so that's like my weekend, my time off. I do not feel the best on my time to actually be feeling the best. At the moment, I'm like, oh, is this really worth it? Like to the point that I am, is it really worth that much drinking what I'm drinking? Perhaps just 1 or 2 glasses is enough. Mine wasn't even that you're happy when you drink. Mine was you've had such a shit day and you're so stressed out and you're hating life that we're just going to have a drink now because that'll just make it all better. Like that's something for me to learn for future as well, is to recognize when I'm feeling, because I do feel like that. You think, oh, I could just do with a glass of wine right now. It's like, or you could have a hot bath and go and chill out for half an hour and come back again and you'll feel better. I'm excited because now like my eyes are a bit more open to so much more that I can learn and do. It's not just the end of the end and it's done and it's over. So you may as well go back to what you were doing before. I don't feel like more.
That's good. But what about, can you talk about your food habits when you first started? Because I would love to talk about your food journey, having watched it.
I think I was a bit in denial about that I was on a good sort of wave with my eating before. I do enjoy cooking and I like learning new recipes, but I had just associated that it was just so time consuming and I couldn't be bothered and it was too expensive to make my own food, and Oliver eats what he eats and we eat what we eat, and it's just easy to get takeaway. And watching how you teach stuff and learning just to try little bits at a time. Like originally the whole meal planning and was very overwhelming. I was like, oh my God, this is so foreign to me. Like how can something so simple be so foreign? This is ridiculous. It's all
it is for many women though.
Yeah, just pick whatever recipes you want, buy the food, make the food, eat the food, but it was
it's not that simple.
And I know, I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, just starting small and seeing the results at the end of my Sundays of making food was so good. Started off with a freezer full of frozen chips and pizzas and whatever else, and now the whole freezer's just for me and my pre-made meals. Yeah, it's good. And I'm super enthusiastic about the meals that I'm making, and even to the point that my workplace, people that see me in the lunchroom can't wait to see what I've got to eat. So that makes me feel good.
But I remember we had calls to go through what you were going to put on the meal plan, and then I taught you how to create a meal plan based on what was in your pantry.
Yeah.
And like to try and save money there. And then within like a fortnight, you had totally flipped it, and you were cooking large portions and just nailing it. Your self-esteem is, I imagine, like you tell me, but I imagine your self-esteem is a lot higher because you're like, I can actually do these things with enough education around it and resources. I can change that. And you've kind of attacked every other area of your life, like going to uni and upskilling at work or whatever it is. Like, I just needed a source of education, but I don't think you'd ever treated your health like you just needed to have education and learn how to change it. And that's why I think this has worked for you. You've just realized I've just got to learn how to do it.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's very overwhelming when you don't have anyone to help you, when you're just sort of searching online for your own, trying to figure it out, and there's just so much conflicting information and too much to focus on. There's just no way you know where to start. And with you, you've always just said, just focus on the small bits and the rest will come. Like, you can't just change every single thing in one go, which is what I felt like the program might have been in the beginning. Like the first while I was like, oh God, what have I got myself into? Like, this is going to be too much change. I'm not going to be able to do it. But just the way it's gone has been just really progressive and good for me.